it will be out of way to just sit down and watch and see everything collapsing and see how our kids are suffering and no one is saying anything, and see how teachers are struggling. Majority now are struggling, and it's not your fault from a perspective. All right, I'm Chuks Nabweni Jr. I want to talk about 7 things every teacher needs to do in these times. 7 things every teacher needs to do in these times. Now, these 7 things will not just be about teaching, will not just be about school, will not just be about the students, will not just be about COVID-19 and everything. No, it's going to be about more than just teaching. It will be first and foremost about learning, because I know for sure no one can be a good teacher if you are not a good learner. And the cell, if it were to be a biology class, the cell of teaching is learning. The cell of teaching is learning. The principles of learning is what governs teaching. When I teach and nobody learns, I've not taught. I went out this morning and everywhere was just completely, oh God, I couldn't believe myself. And somehow for the first time it dawned on me the importance of education. Everyone was just calm. Kids have been at home for a while. Yeah, I've been doing, I think I said that in the other video, I've been hosting a series of trainings online up till now. We're having another class tomorrow, Monday to Friday, back to back, and then on WhatsApp and Facebook and all of that. So I feel for teachers because I'm also one of them. Yes, I did not study education in school, but then I spent time with students. I spent time in schools, so I know what it feels like. I've taught music, I've taught technical drawing, I've taught maths, I've taught chemistry, I've taught physics, I've taught geography. So I know what it feels like. And I have a strong passion for the world of education. Yeah. So I have 7 things I think every teacher should do at this period. Number 1, calm down and realize the change is here. I mean, now this have to be a conscious effort. Nobody should force you to do it. You have to calm down and realize that the change is with us. The change has occurred. Like I said in my previous video, we are not going back. We can't go back. We can go back to school, but education is not going back. As it stands, education is running with tech as a younger sister. Initially, it used to be education is in front, then tech is following. Now they are almost side by side. Now, the reason why I said as a younger sister is because tech cannot be more important than education. In fact, how does the whole tech thing come up? The cell again of education is learning. So even the progressive moves that have been made in the tech world is as a result of learning. Maybe not in school, in the formal school we know. I'm not blaming COVID-19 for anything. My eyes can't be there anymore. It's negative. We have to look at the positive things. So we have to wake up and tell ourselves that the change is here. The change is here. And there's something about perspective. When your perspective about something changes, it helps you. it helps you. There's a story that goes this way. I can't remember how it was told, but then it looks, I think, it's like this. There's a farmer in a village who had a horse. He had a horse, and one day the horse got missing, and his friends came around trying to sympathize with him, telling him, "Wow, we heard your horse got missing. Wow, we're sorry for that." He told them, "Don't mind, I'll just wait. Don't mind, don't worry." After a while, I think a day or two, or after a period of time, the horse came back with another horse. They came back and congratulated him, saying, "Wow, that was good luck." He gave them the same response he gave them. Don't worry, it's not an issue. Don't worry, it's not an issue. Few days later, the same horse was riding, or was being ridden. Don't mind my terms. Was being ridden by his son, and the young man fell down from the horse and hurt himself. They came back again, sympathized with him. He says, "Don't worry, it's not an issue." That's perspective. Now the last part is what will get you. Within that period when his son was hurt at home, there was a war in the village, and all the young men of his son's age went for war. They were all killed. His son did not go for war. So it still appeared as though it was planned, like, wow, this is luck shining on you. He still said, "Don't worry." Now, why was he able to keep that face? It's his perspective. It's his perspective. And the same thing is happening with us. Your perspective must change, no matter what you think about the whole tech thing. Your perspective must change. Why? The change is here with us. It's here with us. Then number 2, you must decide to adapt. You can accept that, okay, the change is here, and still don't adapt. So you must decide to adapt. What does that mean? You must decide to change. You must decide to change. Like the farmer in the story. Sure, when he lost the horse, there were things he must have been doing with the horse that he couldn't do anymore. He had to find another way to do it. The same thing in this season. As a teacher, you must decide to adapt, to do things differently. You must decide to do things differently. You must decide to adapt to the tech move. And it has to be a conscious decision. It has to be conscious. Real conscious. Then the number 3 thing we need to do as educators, which I feel for me, this is the most important thing. Go back to the foundation of learning. Go back to the foundation of learning. Go back to the foundation of learning. What is the foundation of learning? What is the foundation of learning? We need to go back to it. I can't talk about that here because of time. We need to go back to the foundation of learning. The foundation of learning. We need to go back to it. If you read education in school, go back to your notes. What's the foundation of learning? The principles of learning. That's what will matter now. Why? What's being altered is not just teaching, but learning. Most of us think it's teaching. It's not just teaching, it's learning. In fact, learning is being altered first. That's why it's affecting teaching. So teaching is not the focus, learning is the focus. When you discover the foundation of learning, and then in the process of doing that, you will see how your learning has changed. So what happens is this: when you come out to teach, you will understand where your students are. You will understand where the post-COVID-19 students are. You will know where they are. You will know how learning has moved. But the principles are still the same. The methods might change, but the principles are the same. So we must go back to the foundation of learning. Don't be perturbed. Like I said, come and agree that this thing is here. Decide to change. Then go back to the secret of learning. I think I will call that the secret of learning. Not the secret of teaching. Not the secret of teaching. Go back to the secret of learning. That's what will help you. That's what will help us now. The secret of learning. Number 4. Start reading about educational technology and blended learning. I did a course on blended learning last year on EDX. I think that's a platform you can go to learn a whole lot of things free. Now you don't have to pay. I've done so many courses there without getting the certificate, but I have the knowledge and it's part of what I'll be sharing here. So you need to learn about blended learning and then educational technology. That is where we are now. These are methods. The one I talked about, number 3, is the principle. It does not change. But these, what I just mentioned now, blended learning and educational technology, they are methods. And they change with time. So as it stands now, these are the 2 key things when it comes to learning methods or teaching methods that we need to look at. The other ones are there, project-based learning and all of that. Very important. But these 2, blended learning and EdTech, give it attention. And they are not big deals. I'll give us an example. If you're listening to this, you can actually pause this and then just type EDX. Go to EDX, sign up with your Gmail. I talked about Gmail. If you don't have Gmail as a teacher, you're losing. So go and get the Gmail and then sign up for EDX and take a course free. If you want the certificate, you will pay for it, but you don't have to wait to pay to start. So learn about blended learning and then educational technology. Very important. The last 3 are these. Learn from foreign curriculums. I think the country with the best educational system should be, is it Finland? I think Finland or Singapore. Singapore, either of them. Now these are nations that you can actually check their curriculums online. See what they do. It's high time we don't just rely on what we are being given from the Ministry of Education. No, it's high time we don't just rely on it, because the kids we are raising have global competitors, not national competitors, not state competitors. They have global competitors. So we cannot be teaching them with just the curriculums we have. We have to go beyond that. We have to. So you might need to check those of foreign nations and bring it in. See what they do at this level. And see how we can fuse them together without undermining the effect of what you have. Sure, definitely. Where you're teaching, the country where you're teaching. Very important. For example, a child that does not have a foreign language is losing out. That's an example. Then if there's nothing that has to do with that looks like a leadership course before you leave high school, you're losing out as a child. and I will blame the teacher. Yes, I will. And some other things. The future of work should be taught in schools. Let me not go into that. The future of work should be taught in schools. But let me not go into that for now. So learn from foreign curriculums. Then the last two, use applications. Go and learn how to use the platform Google Classroom. I said it in my last video. Go and learn how to use it. Learn how to use Zoom. Learn how to use your WhatsApp very well. Learn how to use other tech apps. There are apps you can download that's connected to your subject that will make things easy for you. Learn how to use apps. Some of you can even learn how to create them. You can go and learn programming if you wish to. It's not a must, but if you wish to, you can. So you can have your own courses in an app. So you need to learn how to use educational apps. These things are simple. Go online, go on Google and type educational apps for teachers. You will see the list. Coming out. So you don't tie yourself down thinking that, okay, there's no other way, there's nothing I can do, so I'll just sit down, wait, watch. No, you don't have to sit down, wait, watch. There's a lot you can do. Then finally, let me use the word go wider. Yes, go wider. But what do I mean by saying go wider? Begin to make use of, I want to use a particular platform as an example. Begin to make use of YouTube. Let me put it this way. Begin to host your courses online. As a teacher, you have myriads of students who want to learn from you and they are willing to pay. I don't want to tell you the number of platforms where teachers actually teach. Okay, teachers teach online and they are paid. Teachers teach online and they are paid. So many. Teachers teach online and they are paid. Yes. Stop teaching just for your organization. We've gone beyond that. Except what you're being paid is okay for you. No problem. But if it's not, stop limiting yourself. Write a book, create a course, and put it online. Let kids take, let students take, let kids offer. Let them offer your subject and pay you for your services. I hate seeing teachers poor. Let me challenge you. How can you teach for 5 years a particular course for a series of class and you can't boast of writing a book? To me, it's an insult. You know what it means? 5 years is like taking a degree course and you can't write a book out of it, or you can't create a course that can be online that students can take. You don't have a video about it. No, especially the aspect of a book that you can use to share. So it feels like teachers are poor, and this is one of the reasons why students don't want to be teachers. They feel like, man, they are just poor guys, so what's the need teaching? And it's wrong. So these are the 7 things I would advise any teacher to do at this point. Number 1, calm down and realize the change is here. You can't do anything about it in terms of reverting the change. No, it's here. Number 2, decide to adapt. 3, go back to the foundation of learning, not teaching, learning. Then go and learn about blended learning and educational technology, EdTech. 5, learn from foreign curriculums. Get things from there and then keep moving. Use apps, learn several apps. Then 7, go wider, create a course, put it online, and we are going to make progress together. One more time, I am Chooks Nabwenyi, and I love education.